We are Cam and Heather on Sea Clef, and we are on the trip of a lifetime. Come share in our adventures as we take you through the Great Lakes to Chicago, down through the river system of the Midwest, along the Panhandle of Florida, across the Gulf of Mexico, and down the west side of Florida, crossing through the Okeechobee Waterway to eastern Florida. Then share in our adventures as we continue throughout the Bahamas and back up the eastern seaboard, finally returning to Canada on America's Great Loop. Today's travels took us from Annapolis and up through the north end of the Chesapeake Bay before arriving at Chesapeake City. Our travels were 52.4 nautical miles, and we had departed Annapolis at 7:30 a.m., arriving at 2:30 p.m. that same afternoon. We did experience a delay, though. More on that shortly. See the bridge behind me, which is...
Hello, Hooper. This is Carlo. We are standing by out here, if you can hear me.
The bridge is something we have to go under today. We left Annapolis this morning, but unfortunately, apparently there are swimmers in the water. So we were approached by the Coast Guard, who said that the bridge was closed. We were not allowed to exit or go through the bridge, and so we've actually come over to about 15 feet of water over on the side of the bay, and we're anchored to await further information. Unfortunately, we did not hear this notification to mariners. We remember the last time we had this, where there were swimmers in the water, the notifications were we got tired of hearing them. They were just so frequent, and we heard nothing about this. But there are patrol boats it's too far away to see, but all the way along the bridge there are patrol boats stopping boaters. There's a helicopter in the air that's stopping people, and so maybe they're keeping track of the swimmers. But unfortunately, this is putting a bit of a snag in our day, because we have a good long run today. So hopefully we're not here for more than an hour or so. Fingers crossed. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's going right at him. There's a power boat. Yeah, they go. Wouldn't want to be that guy.
All right, we have been given the go-ahead from the Coast Guard that we can cross onto the bridge to the west of the yellow buoy.
Which has disappeared. I did see it, but I don't see it.
We don't see the yellow buoy. We're wondering if they took it back in. This is not a Coast Guard boat, Cam. This is a fishing boat. They just cast a line there. He saw it before. He doesn't see it now. They said within 15 minutes we'd be able to get under the center span. But our height is fine. We can easily get under this.
It's good depth here.
So we lost an hour to an hour and a half, which isn't as bad as it could have been. So we are underway.
Good morning from the bridge of Seacliff. We are underway from Annapolis. We had a holdup at the bridge because of the
Great Chesapeake Bay swim.
So we had to anchor for about an hour and maybe an hour and a half, something like that. So we're putting a little speed on to get a bit ahead of where we would be if we were just running at 8 knots. We'll slow it down once we come up and around the corner of the Chesapeake and to get to the Narrow, and we kind of have a better idea of our arrival time.
We are at the northern end of Chesapeake Bay, and we are just entering the Elk River. So we're getting into just another new kind of scenery, some cottages along the water. There are cliffs here, and what we were noticing as we were approaching this from a distance, it reminded us of Manitoulin Island, home cruising area. You can see over here lots of cottages and stuff like that. Any thoughts, Cam?
You know, I would say we're happy to be done with the Chesapeake, but really Chesapeake is a spectacular piece of water, and I really wish we had more time to spend in the Chesapeake doing anchorages and such like that. We essentially did 2 anchorages and one port of call, Annapolis, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And so that's a shame, but it's also, I mean, we're traversing the bay. We're on our way north. We need to keep moving, so it's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah. We are now at the entrance to the C&D Canal that the Chesapeake and Delaware Canal. So clearly the canal that joins these two bays. And definitely getting narrow. We're going to be exposed to more wake. We've already just gone for a big ride over Coast Guard ship wake. And this guy behind us is likely to pick something up. We are fully in the C&D Canal right now. It's really quite pretty along here. Lots of cottages and homes on the water. There's been quite a bit of traffic. A lot of pleasure boat traffic and tour boat.
After arriving at Chesapeake City, we were shocked to find that it was a very popular destination, especially on weekends. It was a Sunday afternoon and it was filled with boats and people. Also, we were surprised to find that docking is supposed to be a bit of a challenge due to an unseen current that flows below the surface. We did not have any trouble, but they do send over a few dockhands to assist in tying up the boat. We have arrived at Chesapeake Inn and Restaurant and Marina, and we had no idea that it was Grand Central Station of all the noisy boats and some major partying. They offered to bring drinks and food right to our boat for us. There's a server out that will take your order right on your boat. But it's a little noisy for us here. It wouldn't be our first pick.
So this is the end of a 6.5-hour day on the water. And every time before we go out on the water, I take away my little treasures, the things that could get damaged if wake or rough water tipped them off. We did have some rough water today. We had a following sea that had us kind of doing the ride the wave kind of thing. And we hit a couple of bad wakes. And I don't understand it. Only one card fell over. And this has been happening for a while. I've been just kind of watching Cam's birthday card, my Mother's Day card, trying to figure out what makes them stay.
We're just going for a walk and looking at all the boats jammed in there, and then absolutely jammed with people. And there's a lineup on the other side to get in that's quite significant. See the flag of our boat flying away in the breeze there. Following securing the boat, we headed into town for a bit of a tour.
Amazing, all through this town they've preserved all the original architecture, and even on private residences, and it'll just label the house so like this, the Lehman Sheridan house, but then it'll say somewhere else that it's a private residence, but they're still being true to their history.
We have found the world's smallest wedding chapel, circa 1870.
It just says Little Wedding Chapel. Are you sure it's the smallest?
Well, I think you should read the sign. a little tough to see. I guess we can see in there. There's
The bride, the groom.
certainly not much of a wedding party you're going to have in there.
This place is absolutely gorgeous. 3 floors. And then across the street, the old church. Look at this cute house. It's even got lace curtains inside it.